I say, it's time to draw me.
Don't forget, if you like these drawing tutorials and want to do more, check out our teacher store. That's right, a bunch of lessons of how to draw comic books and other animals and all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out in the description. Down below is the link. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another cartoon drawing tutorial. And today we are doing Oliver from Thomas and Friends, requested by you. That's right, you request what I'm gonna draw next. So you know what we gotta do first. Get our 3Ps out, our paper, a pen, and a pencil. Hopefully you have an eraser as well. And I've got 2 of them. I'm ready to go. We're gonna turn our papers landscape. That's right. It's gonna have to be landscape on this one. We're gonna start off with a nice big circle oval. Well, it's more of a circle. Let's just do a circle. The circles are easy, right? So we've got our circle. There we go. Got our nice big circle right there. So right next to your circle, we're going to draw a smaller oval. So let's do that. Nice smaller oval. All right, so now you got your circle, you got your oval. We're going to connect them with slanted lines from one end to the other. From the top to the top, like that. And from the bottom to the bottom, just like that. So yes, as you can see, we're going to be making a 3-dimensional Oliver. Let's do the secret that we do here, the magic T! That's right, we have to have a magic T. Why do we do the magic T? We're going to do the line right down the middle of that circle, just like that. The magic T is whenever you have a face of a character, we like to do the magic T because then all the pieces of the face will fall right into place and be all symmetrical and even, and this is why we do it. So right about there, yeah, that looks good. All right, now that we've got this part, we're going to draw a rectangle, or at least sort of a rectangle. It's going to be half rectangle. We're going to draw 2 lines going downward. So I'm going to do one line going down like that, another line going down like that, just like that. And then we're just going to connect them with a straight. See how it looks like a rectangle? Let's make another rectangle over on the end of this oval. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this magic T. We're going to just go across like that, and we're going to make a line right there. All right? This is where our top of our rectangle is going to be. So let's make our rectangle, and it's going to go down, and it's not going to go as far down as this rectangle. So, I'm almost there. So I'm going to go up a little bit and go across. All right, there's our rectangle. We're going to make the stack, the chimney stack. And let's go look at our magic T again. We're going to go over a little bit on the top. We're going to make a little line right there, okay? Now I want to go across. We're not going to go all the way out of this circle. We're just going to go a little ways, and we're going to make another mark, all right? So then we're going to go ahead and make long straight lines going way, way up. Wow, those are big. Those are big lines going straight up, aren't they? Mine's a little crooked, but that's okay. We are going to connect these 2 with a little rainbow line. So I'm going to make mine go up a little bit higher, and then I'm going to connect it with a rainbow. All right, so up on the top here, we're going to draw a big, long, curvy line, or a flat rainbow, if you will, just like that. All right, and we're going to draw a second one right next to it, same exact line. Now, what do we call 2 lines that follow the same path but never meet? Parallel lines, that's right, and we've got 2 of them. So here's our first parallel line. We're going to do one more, and these 2 rainbows are parallel lines because they're following the same path but they don't meet. Just like that. All right, underneath the second one, we're actually going to draw a smile line. Like that. Okay, now all we're going to do is we got like this little football here. We're going to connect the football with that top line with just straight lines like that. Let's zoom in real close up here. All right, and we are going to erase everything in there, just like that. Okay. And right here, we're going to make actually another curved line. We're going to make another football. Little football right here. And then we're going to erase everything in here and everything here. So we made like a three-dimensional smokestack here. All right, now for the part I know everybody wants to do. We want to do the face, right? So let's go ahead and come on down here. We're going to do the face. We're going to use that magic T. Now this is where it's really going to come in handy. We're going to start off right here in the middle. We're going to make a big J, just like that. A big J, or fish hook. All right. We're going to go ahead and make his eyes now. So let's go across this line. We're going to make a nice big circle. And see how it runs right through the middle? So let's just draw a circle first. All right, I'm going to draw a circle on that line so it's all matched up. We're going to go on top of each of these circles and make a little curve, just like that. A little curved rainbow above each eye, just like that. We're going to go above each eye, almost to the top. We're going to make some slanty lines, like that. Okay? Then we're going to turn these slanty lines into triangles. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go up a little bit on this one, just like that. And then drop right down. We're going to do the same thing, up a little bit and drop right down. All right, let's continue with the eyes now. We're going to use that magic T line for the whole thing. We're going to make a smaller circle inside the first one. Smaller. Okay. And then right inside, in fact, you know what? I'm going to erase the magic T line at this point inside these eyes, because what I want to do is make a smaller circle inside, just like that. And then we're going to fill in the middle circle, the second circle, the big one that we made. Those little circles that we put in there are actually the light that's reflecting off his eyes. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and do more of the nose, because Oliver's got a serious nose. So we're going to go over here to his nose. We're just going to make another curvy line like that. That goes up to his eye. See that? Nice big curve right there. All right, we're going to do a letter C on the other side of his nose. Just like that. We're going to go right below his nose. We are going to make a nice big smile line. Like that. Once you have his nice big smile, we are going to we're going to go across his mouth just like that. Okay? And then underneath his mouth, we're going to give him a little bit of a, I'm not sure what you call that, a little bit of a curved line, a little smile line. And then we're going to actually use this magic T, and we're going to connect each side. We're going to slant down each side. So we're making kind of a little chin here for him. Okay? On each end of the nose, we're going to drop down and go towards the mouth is. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Like that. All right? And we're going to draw a second line starting from the nose and ending there. And it's just to make a little bit more. So we're going to kind of enhance these lines a little bit. All right, so I am going to go ahead and fill in this right here. And I'm actually going to fill in these too. All right. We're going to go here. We're going to extend this out with one line, just like that. And then from the other side, we're going to do a slanted line going down, just like that. And then we're going to connect them both with a straight line. just like that, okay? Now, underneath this whole big mess, we're going to, in fact, you can go over here and see where this is. We are going to draw a big rectangle, and we want it to be a little bit away from this rectangle. So here we go. We're going to draw a nice, big, long line, just like this, and we're going to keep that line going, and it's going to go pretty far off into space. No, it's going to just keep going along. So we got a big, long line here that we just made. Okay, we got this big long line. We're going to make this long line into the biggest rectangle you ever saw. And so here we go. Let's make it into a big rectangle. Here we are. All right. I'm loving it. That's a nice big rectangle. That is a nice big rectangle. Now, over here, next to this weird shape, we're going to make a long U, just like that. Notice the U is not touching the big rectangle either. And we're just going to connect it right there. All right, let's get some circles out. We're going to put a big circle right here on the end, right there. All right, we're going to do another circle. We're going to go right below where this shape is, right? We're going to go right down here, and we're going to draw our circle right here. All right. On the end of each of these circles, we're going to get a letter C out. We're going to drop a letter C right here and a letter C right there. Let's look where this oval ends and the circle begins. We're going to go right there, and we're going to drop down a big, long, curvy line from top to bottom, like that. All right, we're going to put another rectangle next to this one. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to just do a nice, big, and this one's going to be a little bit fatter, a little bit wider. Okay, just like that. We got our rectangle. And all we're going to do is from this top corner, we're going to drop down a slanty line like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to take our bottom corner and we're going to draw a slanty line going this way. Those two slanty lines, just like that, we're going to erase the rest of the rectangle now, because all we really wanted was a slanty box. Okay, on this little box that we made, we're going to draw right down here a super skinny rectangle, just like that. All right, once you have your skinny rectangle, we're going to draw a letter C, or a circle, or a half circle. It's not really a full circle, but I guess you could draw a full circle and erase it. On the top and bottom, we're going to draw a big C or circle. All right, let's zoom in here. We're going to draw a nice big letter U, and we're going to end up right here next to that line. We're going to start here by the oval, and we're just going to draw a big letter U. Okay, let's start cleaning up our drawing. So let's go ahead and get rid of the magic T. Okay, very happy guy. We're going to also erase everything between the face and this big curved line that we made. All right, like that. Erase the rest of the sides of this oval. So all we should have now is sort of a cylinder with a line. Okay. Below the head, we have this rectangle. We're going to make sure we don't have anything inside that rectangle. The buffers, we don't have to have that line going through the buffers. I'm going to erase that. All right, all we're going to do now is we're going to draw two baby circles. One baby circle right here, boom, like that. We're going to go down here to the buffer, draw another baby circle like that. Then we're going to connect them with a curvy line. And all we're going to do is go whoop, boom, right? One curvy line like that. Then we're going to do the same thing once again, parallel line time, a second curvy line, just like that. Right next to this, we're going to draw a big square, just like that. We're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 lines going down and a rectangle. All right. We're also going to put a little square right here. Okay, you're kind of wondering, why is this thing floating out into space here? Well, that's a good question. We're actually going to draw a line from the corner of the top of the rectangle to the corner of this shape. So let's do it. And as you can see, when we do that, we connect it and the U shape gets a little landing. Okay, now we're going to go right over here. We're going to draw an oval floating out into space, just like that. And we're going to connect it with a big letter U. All right, once we have that letter U, we're going to put, well, let's erase anything inside that U. We're going to put a circle in there. All right, we're going to make this three-dimensional. The way we're going to do that is at the top of this U shape, we're going to drop down another line straight down. Now we have a three-dimensional shape. We're also going to put a little letter U on the top. And we can erase what's in there. I'm also going to erase anything inside that little line we dropped. Just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and do it again. We're going to go from this corner to this corner with a diagonal line. Now, there's something right in the way, right? That's okay. We can go through it. If you have to go through it, you gotta go through it. And then you can erase any line that went through it. But if you need to make the line go through it first, so you make sure you connect it right, that is fine. That's why we use pencils. Pencils first. Always pencils first. Inside this stripe that's kind of going down here, we're going to draw, oh, we don't have the magic T line, but look for the eyes. We're going to just draw a little oval, just like that, okay? And we are going to draw out of this oval all the way over to the top of his eyebrow, a long curvy line, a big rainbow going all the way up from this oval to there. We're actually going to do it twice. So let's go over the oval just a little bit, and we're going to go all the way over, rainbow, and then we're going to still end up in the same spot. Okay, I'm going to erase everything inside this line, or these two lines. We're going to go right here, and we're just going to make a slanty line going up like that, and then we're going to just go straight across, and we can erase everything inside. Okay, so Oliver does have a lot of layers. We're going to add a couple more right now. One layer we're going to do, if we go not to the corner of this rectangle, we're going to go a little bit over. We're going to make another slanty line just like that. Just go up a little bit, and then we're going to go right to the dome. Right out of the top of this, we're going to go maybe about halfway, and we're going to do another slanty line going up like that, and then again, a straight line going across. Now what we're going to do, once you do that, we're going to go to the corner here. We're going to do another slanty line, little baby slanty line just like that, and back across like that. All right, we're making big moves here. We're going to go to use this big box. We're going to go at the very end of this big box. We're going to make a big long line going up. That's right. This one's going up. Let's see. If you want to eyeball it, we can go. We're going to go as high up as this thing that we made, okay? We're going to do that. We're going to make our line go up about that high to where that is, right? And then we're going to make some big rainbows. We're going to make some big rainbows, and this rainbow has to go above this. It has to go right above. So here, watch this. Big rainbow. Look, see how it went right across like that? We're going to do a second rainbow right next to it. Just like that. And then the two rainbows. We don't need anything inside that rainbow. We don't need anything inside it. We're going to make a little slanty line just like that. All right, let's give this back side, we're going to give it a window. So let's start with a little curvy line that follows the rainbows like that. And then we're going to do two straight lines going down like that. And then a straight line going across. All right, we're going to use this giant rectangle we got here. And we are going to go from the end of this giant rectangle. We're going to make a slanty line, and we are going to go all the way down across until we go past this box. So let's do it. Ready? Big slanty line. Row. Oh my goodness, it's so slanty. Once you've gone past it, you can make a straight line going down. Let's take a look how small this little straight line we made. Okay? And we are going to eyeball it, and we're going to make this straight line, and we're going to go, okay, there it is. We're going to go a little bit lower. So this line, we're going to make a mark. See this line here? It should be longer than this line. If it is, you're good. We're going to make a slanty line all the way back to our marker. From the corner of this oval right here, we're going to draw a big curvy line all the way to the back. All we're going to do is, at the top of this curvy line, we're going to draw a straight line all the way across, so you can't draw a straight line no more until it hits that lamp. Okay? Once you hit that lamp, we can go ahead and go from the corner here to the corner there and make a slanty line like that. Then we can erase everything inside. Just like that. All right? All right. Once we have this piece, we're going to make a straight line down the middle, just like that. Okay? And we're going to make a curved line going straight down. So we almost made like a backwards letter N. Like that. We're going to connect it with a straight line. Okay? Then we are going to draw a line from this corner to this corner, like this. Boom. Okay, once you have your letter N, you got your curve, your slanty line right there. We're going to erase everything inside the letter N, like that. And then right next to it, we're going to draw a curvy line again, going up. So we're following that curve of the N, and then we're going to just go right. We're going to go right across there, and then we can connect it. This is kind of a difficult shape here. I understand. So do your best on this one. So there's my N, curvy line, and then slanty line. I'm going to erase the slanty line here that went to the end after we got our shape. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bottom of this here, and we are just going to extend it a little bit, just like that. Okay? And then we're going to go straight up. Oop. Big straight line. And we're going to go almost as high as the roof here, but we're not going to go quite up there. And we're going to do a slanty line right before we get to the roof. All right. We're actually going to connect this bottom with a slanty line like that. And then all we're going to do on this slanty line is draw one more real long line. But we're not going to go all the way to the top. About 3/4 of the way, and draw a slanty line to connect to that box. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do the first wheel. And it's going to start right here next to this big rectangle. And it's going to go up here. So here's how we're going to do this. I got to get down here. We're going to do a nice big long letter U like that. Okay. So we got our first wheel. We're going to go across here. So let's go ahead and draw real lightly. I'm going to draw a light line and go all the way across so I know where the other wheel needs to be, right? Because we want it to be as even as possible. So real lightly with your pencil, draw a line. That's our kind of our ground line. And we're going to draw our wheel right about here. Now the wheel needs to end here, all right? And probably end up right about here. So here's our giant U. Okay. So we got 2 letter U's right there. All right, now what we need to do, since we're going to be doing a little 3-dimensional here, we need to go at the end of this U shape, and we're going to do a slanty line. And so that way we know where the track is going to go. So track is basically going that way. So that slanty line. And see how the lines from here to here are really wide and then they get smaller and smaller together? We want it to be smaller and smaller as you get towards the end. So a slanty line shooting upwards should do that. We'll do the same thing. So here's our slanty line going upwards. All right? We want it to be the same direction. Okay. Now that we have that, we have our tracks. We can add 2 more wheels on each side. All they are more letter U's. Got a lot of letter U's here. So here's another letter U right there. Another letter U right next to that one. Okay? All right. On the back one of this one, we're just going to draw a straight line right next to it and then a line going into it. Okay? All right, what about on this side? Well, it looks like we'll probably see a couple of the wheels if we're following that track, right? So you can either add in. You don't have to add in these wheels. If you want to, you can. But it might be a little bit difficult because we've got to go right through this device. I'm going to try and do it. I don't know if I can. So there's a letter U there. Probably another letter U over here somewhere. Like that. All we're going to do now are some details. So the first detail I'm going to do is 2 straight lines right down there. Okay. He's got a window right here. So I'm going to do a rectangle window. Like that. He's got a number. So I'm going to try and draw it here. I'm going to do a rectangle, long, thin rectangle, another long, thin rectangle. So I believe he's a number 11. He's got some sort of thing here, circle. We've got a couple handles on this door here. To do the handles, all we need to do is draw a couple of side rainbows like this. All right, and then we're going to connect them with circles. So we're going to do that again. Side rainbows, little circles like that. All right, let's do the details of the wheels, which are, all we're going to do is do a straight line on each of these wheels, just like that. And then a curved line from the bottom, just like that. Look at that. 3-dimensional wheels, easy. Same thing here. Straight line, straight line, straight line, curve, curve, curve. All right. All right, let's go ahead and finish off his little wire here. We're going to do another circle right here, just like this. And we're going to draw a wire, which is going to be like a fish hook. We're going to do 2 of them, just like that. All right? And then we're going to erase anything inside of it, just like that. All right. So we got the wire on there. All right, let's detail out his wheels real quick. All we're going to do is ovals inside each of these wheels, like that. And then we're going to draw spokes, like a sun. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So it's like a sunbeam. If you think of it as like a sunbeam, we're just doing these little sunbeams. So it's like we made a little sun. All right, we're going to make suns on all these. It might be easier to go like that first, up and down, straight across, and then do the slanties. All right, I'll give everyone a chance to do that. You can do that on the other one here, a little circle. Sunbeam going down, sunbeam going across, and then we're going to do them in this on each side like that. Okay. I'm going to do something here on the back. Here, I'm just going to draw a big L like that. I'm going to draw a line next to it in a circle. All right, to connect the wheels, all we need to do actually is draw a big oval right here. We're going to erase everything inside that oval. It's going to be right next to the wheel here. And then we're just going to draw a C around it like that. Okay? And then all we're going to really do is we're going to draw a slanty line that goes across, connecting all the wheels. All right? And we're going to do one more slanty line following the same path. And we'll connect right there. Erase everything in that rectangle. Like that. Okay? Okay, so those that are familiar with Oliver will know there is a piece in the front here. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that in like 2 lines. Only 2 lines. That's all we're going to do. We're going to draw right here a big letter U, or a J, if you will. Right there. Okay? We'll erase everything inside of it so that we can see it real good. Nice big letter J. We are going to go all the way across to this wheel with a straight line. Just like that. Okay? And then we're going to go straight up like that with a slanting line. So, everything, the wheels, any wheels, only the wheels, not this, only the wheels that are inside that shape, we're not going to use. We're going to erase it. So I guess I made a lot of extra drawing. I didn't have to. All right. There we go. Okay. So that's the front of the train. So it covers up a lot of the wheels. But it's a good practice of doing the wheels. We can get rid of, unless you're going to do tracks or something, but we don't need to have this line anymore. So you can get rid of that. Get rid of this line. The slanty line. Okay, there you go. There's Oliver. We did it. We did it. So this was a complicated one, but you guys did great. You may have to break this into pieces because this is a long. This is why I had to do a separate video. This is not going to be one of those quick videos. This is a very complex character, and I wanted to make sure I did it right for all the fans of Oliver. So, let me know what you think. Ink these in, color them up. I want to see your Olivers. I want to see how yours came out, and I'm sure there's things I missed or got wrong, but I did the best I could with it, guys. I hope you guys are happy with how it came out, and I can't wait to see yours. I will see you all at the next one. Keep on drawing. The more you do, the better you get. Bye. Boop, boop. What? You want to draw more? Well, we got more videos for you to watch. Check out any of these, and please share this with all your friends. Let's get more people drawing. The more you draw, the better you get. All right, see you at the next video.